biggest challenges this week?
They're pretty good, and every week I just look at our matchups and just like where we're gonna maybe have an advantage and where we feel like we need to really exhibit our strength defensively, whether it be stopping the run, our interior D line, our edges, and everything starts up front. But I really do believe that this is the best pass protecting offensive line in really college football, and that's why you see this quarterback just operating. And he's just a great operator, number one, because those guys know how to protect up front. And when you know that you're going to have that kind of protection on each snap, on every snap, and every time you drop back, you throw the football. I think with some crazy stat, they've done five sacks in the last 18 games or something like that. So, we got a work cut out for us up front, and then the receivers. I mean, they're the most physical group of receivers that we've seen. They're probably the most well coached, just overall. I mean, they run their routes and they know how to create separation even when they're covered, and really they just don't have a weakness.
Does how well a team like that protects shape the approach to some degree of what you try to do?
No, it all does. And then it's really, I guess, in game on game day, because you prepare for certain things. You hope certain tendencies hold up, or you're trying to search for tendencies in the game, and that's just going to help me, try to anticipate being the right play calls. And, sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. Then you just hope that, either a matchup or your personnel or effort or technique or something like that's going to win that rep, and then you got to move on to the next one. So, these guys just they know what they're doing, and they're this group has been working together for now 2 years consistently on a consistent basis and having a ton of productivity, and really haven't been shut down by anybody.
And then to mix it up too, I mean, I know obviously give them different looks in fronts, but I mean, in the way of blitzing too, I mean, you obviously want to do it, but I mean, what are some of the, I guess, challenges in doing that and just mixing up maybe looks and to make them think it's not a blitz and stuff like that?
Yeah, they move around and they shift and they motion. They really do. They do a lot of what we call tell motions. They're trying to get us to tell you what we're in, whether we're bringing pressure, whether we're in zone coverage or man coverage. And they really do. They don't just sit there and take shots. They move around. They try to get one guy to just step slower, or miss an assignment, and that's where they're able to generate a lot of their explosive plays. So, we got to pick and choose our times. When to bring pressure, and then when we get a one-on-one situation, it ultimately comes down to that in football. Just if you can line up and put a body on a body, and hopefully you make them go the wrong hard way, and you get a play that's going to get them off the field.
Coach Dillingham talked about fourth down stops and takeaways are going to be some of the big keys this week. How do you accomplish those two things?
You practice them. You make even more of an emphasis of them. I think to win this game, we're going to have to generate some takeaways. Every week, our goal is to get 4 3-and-outs, because they say every 2 3-and-outs are really equal to a takeaway, because they can flip the field position. So, that's our goal every week. So our goals don't change defensively. Our points of emphasis don't change. And Washington is just another challenge for us.
Penix, you were at Washington State, so you saw Penix last year. He's grown to one of the top QBs in the country. Can that growth be based on just being in another year of Kalen DeBoer's system, or do you think, or is he doing something different this year than he did last year?
No, it's like anything else. We saw him the 12th game of the season last year, and they had a really good game against us, and they were very efficient. Even at the end of the year, I was probably most impressed by him, just in terms of being an operator, just in his system. Just a guy that, if he reads a corner that's playing off, he's going to take the check down. If he sees a corner again, knows he's going to take the shot. If he sees a safety leaning one way, he's going to go the other. He just totally trusts his reads. He's just very well coached. And like I said, it's a byproduct of consistent coaching, which leads to his development. And then, he has the right people around him to be able to execute. So people just don't make mistakes offensively. They don't give up. Guys don't get beaten pass protection. He very rarely misses a read, and his receiver, he knows where his receiver is going to be on every snap.
Is there anything from that game last year that kind of surprised you or may have caught you off guard that you're trying to account for this year as you game plan?
No. I mean, we were really ready for everything, and really came down to we got stressed in the second half, and we broke down. That's what happens when you're under stress, and when offenses are moving the football. It's really what team can stay most composed, and we really did. And that when teams are having success on offense, that's what happens. People try to compensate for the guy next to them, and when they try to compensate, that stuff can go haywire. That's why having a certain culture and having things that you can rest on and fundamentals and principles. And guys who've been in those situations before, they grow from those situations. So hopefully we don't run into that situation on Saturday.
You guys have been very tested on the back end and haven't given up a lot of explosives. So how are you feeling about just the readiness going into this game there?
Like I said, we just do what we do, and we prepare for what other offenses are doing. But not giving up explosives is a byproduct of number one, having a very good pass rush. So quarterbacks can't feel like they can wait for third level routes to develop. Another thing we've been tackling. So when teams catch the football, we tackle, and it's something we work and we continue to work on every week. And we're not a volume-based defense. We do what we do, and then we have answers to it. And hopefully, our game plan is able to make some plays for us. And then hopefully, our adjustment, we can make the correct adjustments to get them off the field.
Last year, ASU had a pick six in this game, and just Kenny Dillingham acknowledged that was a big difference maker in that game. How do you force such a polished quarterback like Michael Penix into making a crucial mistake like that?
Well, his mistake is he threw it into the back of one of his offensive linemen's head, helmet. So I think he's probably working on his, getting the ball up, and it really is. It's just about forcing him into making a mistake. And usually when quarterbacks make mistakes, they're nervous, and they're nervous because they get a wrong read. But number one, they don't want to get hit, and our goals never change. We're trying to affect the quarterback, and that's why we're a 4-down front team. Said it once, I said it 100 times. We feel like we can develop pass rush. It's something we're going to emphasize. This is going to be the biggest test for our front up to this point this year.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks a lot.